Hi, Beat the Calculator here. In this video, as promised in our shorts video last Thursday, we're looking at estimating square roots of any number, like the square root of 34 with no calculations involved. Let's dive straight in. Estimate the square root of 34 to one decimal place. Since 34 isn't a perfect square, we already know that the answer is a decimal. Now, there are two tricks involved here. Trick 1 is to simply find the two square numbers on either side of the given number. The square number immediately smaller than 34 is 25, and 36 is the square number just bigger. 25 is 5 squared, and 36 is 6 squared. Since 34 is between 25 and 36, we know the answer is going to be somewhere between 5 and 6. So the first part of our answer is going to be 5. What do we do about the one decimal place? Here's where trick 2 comes in, estimating the digit after the decimal point. To do this, work out which square number 34 is closest to, and make an educated guess. Here, 34 is much closer to 36 than it is to 25, so our decimal place is going to be quite high, around 8. 5.8 is our answer. Since this is an estimate, you will usually get a leeway of 0.1, so you can get the mark if you put 5.7 or 5.9. On to example 2. Estimate the square root of 87 to one decimal place. Like before, first find the two square numbers on either side of the given number, 81 and 100, which are 9 squared and 10 squared. Now we know the answer is going to be somewhere between 9 and 10, so the first part of our answer is going to be 9. To work out the decimal place, work out which square number 87 is closest to. Here, 87 is closer to 81 than it is to 100, so our decimal place is going to be fairly low, around 3. 9.3 is our answer. Again, you'll usually be awarded the mark for 9.2 or 9.4. Here's a final example before we move on to some questions. Estimate the square root of 133 to one decimal place. As always, first find the two square numbers on either side of the given number, 121 and 144, which are both 11 squared and 12 squared. The answer is going to be somewhere between 11 and 12, so the first part of our answer is going to be 11. To work out the decimal place, work out which square number 133 is closest to. Here, 133 is 11 away from 144 and 12 away from 121. 133 sits about just in the middle, so it makes sense to guess the decimal place as 0.5, to give the final answer of 11.5, although 11.6 could also be allowed. Note that 11.4 can't be allowed as 133 is closer to 144 than it is to 121. Here come the practice questions. Time for you to shine in your newly acquired estimating square root knowledge. Simply estimate the value of the square roots below to one decimal place. Your 30 seconds starts now. Answers. Question 1. Root 46. The two square numbers that surround 46 are 36, which is 6 squared, and 49, which is 7 squared. 46 is much closer to 49, so the correct estimate will be 6.8. 6.7 and 6.9 also being allowed. Question 2. Root 95. The two square numbers that are on either side of 95 are 81, which is 9 squared, and 100, which is 10 squared. 95 is fairly close to 100, so the correct estimate would be 9.7. 9.6 and 9.8 also being allowed. Question 3. Root 139. The two square numbers that surround 139 are 121, which is 11 squared, and 144, which is 12 squared. 139 is fairly close to 144, so the correct estimate will be 11.8. 11.7 and 11.9 also being allowed. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Beat the Calculator. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.